In 2024, NewsGuard, a company that tracks misinformation, it identified 1,159 websites publishing AI-generated content at industrial scale. And then by 2025, that number had tripled. So these aren't blogs. These aren't opinion sites. These are factories, automated, profitable, and completely destroying the internet you grew up with. And you know the worst part? Google's helping them do it. So let's start with a name that you probably haven't heard of, Newsroom AI. In 2024, a single domain, bestreviews.net, was publishing 1,200 articles per day. Per day. No journalists, no editors, no humans. Just a server, a ChatGPT API key, and an AdSense account. At like $2 to $8 per 1,000 page views, 1,200 articles a day with even modest traffic is worth millions annually, for a cost of roughly like $400 a month in API fees. This is the economics of AI spam. The margins are obscene. But Newsroom AI is just literally like one player. So let me introduce you to the full ecosystem. There's pink slime journalism, a term coined by media researchers at Harvard's Nieman Lab. Local-looking news sites with real-sounding names like Denver Daily or Chicago Metro Times that are actually AI content farms in disguise. Investigated by NewsGuard, they found over 1,500 of these sites in 2024. They look like local news. They even feel like local news. But here's the thing. They are not local news. They're ad farms wearing a journalist's costume. And it's not just the small, anonymous operations. Some of the biggest, most trusted names in media are doing this too. And then there's the king of them all, Meredith. You know their brands. It's brands like People, InStyle, Investopedia. They have Food 52, Serious Eats. In 2023, their CEO Neil Vogel publicly said this, and I'm quoting directly from him. We're using AI to write first drafts of articles. In 2024, former editors at Meredith told The Atlantic that entire sections of their websites had been handed over to AI, with human editors reduced to quality checkers approving 50 articles a day. 50 articles a day. I mean, think about that. Per person. That's one article every 9.6 minutes for an 8-hour shift. I mean, come on, you're not like actually checking quality at that rate. You're clicking approve and crossing your fingers, praying. And those editors, the ones reduced to human rubber stamps and an AI assembly line, many of them were let go within 12 months. Because if you're just approving AI output, you can be replaced by a slightly better AI that approves its own output. Which is exactly what happened. And here's where it gets genuinely horrifying. In January 2024, a study by the Reuters Institute at Oxford found that AI-generated news content had increased by 900% in 18 months. I didn't say 9%, not even 90%. 900%. Research firm Originality.ai analyzed 500,000 web articles in 2024, and they found that 13.6% were predominantly AI-generated, with zero disclosure to readers. But then here's the number that should make you just furious. According to SEMrush data from 2025, AI-generated content now accounts for an estimated 57% of all new content published online. More than half. The internet, as of 2025, is majority AI. And guess what? You had no say in it. Think about what that means practically, okay? When you search for a symptom, maybe a recipe, a product review, a news story even, the majority of results you scroll through were not written by a person who researched, tested, or experienced anything. They were generated in milliseconds by a machine optimized for keywords, not truth. The programmatic advertising industry, which is the system that pays websites per click, is worth, get this, $155 billion annually. And it doesn't care whether a human or an AI wrote what you just read. So when a spam factory publishes 1,200 articles a day and collects ad revenue on every single one, they're pulling money directly out of a system that was supposed to reward good journalism. Every dollar that goes to a spam factory, yep, you guessed it, it's a dollar that doesn't go to an investigative reporter. The spam factories aren't just polluting the internet. they're starving the people who are doing it right. So listen, if you're finding this useful and, slightly enraging, hit subscribe for me because Barely Human Labs experiments on modern life in an age of AI so that you don't have to. We publish one experiment a week. Sometimes it burns. Now, back to the arson. Okay, so here's the villain in the story that nobody wants to talk about. Google. Not because they created AI spam, but because their algorithm, for years, actively rewarded it. Back in 2022, Google updated their guidelines to say that helpful content would be rewarded, regardless of whether it was written by a human or by an AI. Spam factories heard that, and they said, perfect. Between 2022 and 2024, sites like Housefresh, which is just a small independent air purifier review site run by actual humans who actually tested products, watched their traffic just collapse. And their founder, Giselle Navarro, published a devastating breakdown in 2024. Her site, which had years of hands-on product testing, was being buried by AI-generated review sites that had never touched a single air purifier. And Google's response? Get this. A helpful content update in March 2024. It was supposed to fix the problem. Instead, it made it worse. Housefresh, their traffic dropped 91%. 91%. Navarro put it bluntly. Google has made it impossible for small independent publishers to compete with AI content mills. And listen, that's not a frustrated blogger venting. That's a documented, measurable collapse of a legitimate business. And it was caused by an algorithm that can't tell the difference between genuine expertise and a very confident machine. In May of 2024, Google launched AI Overviews, their own generated summaries at the top of every search result. Completing the circle, Google fought AI spam, by adding more AI. And within weeks, AI Overviews had recommended putting glue on pizza. Glue on pizza. Suggested eating rocks for minerals. And even cited a completely fabricated story on the health benefits of cigarettes. Wow. The spam factories laughed because Google had just become one of them. Okay, now let me give you some numbers that hurt. So in 2023, CNET was caught publishing AI-generated financial advice articles without disclosing them as AI-generated. The articles had factual errors in 41 out of 77 pieces reviewed by journalists. 41 out of 77. CNET's parent company, Red Ventures, quietly corrected them. Then, they just kept on publishing AI content. Sports Illustrated, you've heard of them? One of America's most iconic sports magazines, was caught in 2023 publishing AI-generated articles attributed to fake human authors with AI-generated profile photos. Those writers, they didn't even exist. The articles were fabricated. The bylines were illusions. Sports Illustrated's parent company, the Arena Group, fired their CEO. Then, filed for bankruptcy. Men's Journal, a brand with 30 years of history of adventurous human-reported journalism, was quietly converted to an AI content farm under the same ownership. Nobody announced it. Nobody apologized for it. The website just kept on publishing. Except the humans, they were just gone. Between 2008 and 2024, the United States lost 57% of its local news outlets. 2,900 newspapers just closed. 43,000 journalism jobs disappeared. And in the vacuum left by the real local journalism, AI spam factories running Denver Daily and Chicago Metro Times, and collecting ad revenue from readers who think they're reading local news. It's just crazy. And that's not an internet problem, that's literally a democracy problem. Because local journalism is how communities hold their governments, their schools, it keeps their businesses accountable. And when the local paper dies and the AI content farm takes over, the URL, that accountability dies with it. The corruption doesn't stop, it just stops getting reported. So, is anyone doing anything about this? Well, sort of. The EU's AI Act, which began enforcement in 2025, requires AI-generated content to be labeled as such. Companies face fines of up to 3% of global revenue for violations. In the US, nothing. The FTC has issued guidelines, but not rules. Guidelines. Toothless, optional, ignored guidelines. NewsGuard now tracks 7,000 plus AI spam sites and sells their blocklist to advertisers, including Unilever and Havas, have signed on to avoid advertising on AI content farms. So that's actually working, slowly. Because the one thing spam factories can't survive is advertisers pulling their money. And some readers are voting with their attention. Substack, which requires human writers, grew 100% in subscribers between 2023 and 2025. People are actually actively seeking out human voices in a sea of AI slop, which is good. I mean, it's good because it tells you something important. It's that the demand for real human writing hasn't gone away. The supply has just been buried under like a mountain of machine-generated garbage. The answer isn't to stop using the internet. The answer is to start treating it in a way that you treat like a supermarket. You can still shop there. You just need to, check the ingredients label. And here's what Barely Human Labs wants you to remember. The internet isn't getting worse by accident. There are literal systems. There's algorithms, ad networks, content farms that profit from your attention, whether or regardless of what you read is true or not, whether it's researched or whether it's even written by a human. The spam factory doesn't care if you learn anything. It cares if you clicked. The ad network doesn't care if you were, informed. It cares if you loaded the page. That's it. Google doesn't care if the answer was correct. It cares only if you stayed on Google. So every time you click on an AI-generated article, you are funding the machine that's destroying the humans who used to write the internet. And I'm not saying that as a metaphor. It's not a metaphor. That's a business model. The question is this. Now that you know, what do you click? This is Barely Human Labs. We experiment on modern life in the age of AI. Subscribe, because the next experiment is already running, and you're probably in it.